You are now listening to the sounds of greatness.
Ooh, killer.
You are now listening to the sounds of greatness.
Ooh, killer.
You are now listening to the sounds of greatness.
Ooh, killer.
You are now listening to the sounds of greatness.
Ooh, killer.
What? greatness.
Ooh, killer, killer, killer.
You are now listening to the sounds of greatness.
Ooh, killer, killer, killer.
You are now listening to the sounds of greatness.
Ooh, killer, killer, killer.
Oh, man. What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Cannon Hotep back at it again with another one. Hope you guys having a wonderful day, wonderful evening out here, guys. I'm still in Virginia Beach. My daughter's still breaking my pockets. I took her and her little band of misfits to Target. We're just getting back in just in time for a good old fashioned stream. If you're new, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon. It'll let you know when I got new content coming out. Please share the stream, guys. Let people know we live. You catching the replay? Leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. I can use that constructive criticism, guys. You want to donate to the channel? $ Cannon Hotep on Cash App. That's $ Cannon Hotep on Cash App. Super chats, rumble rants, always welcome. Always welcome. Oh my goodness gracious, man. So, boy, it just gets weirder and weirder and weirder, guys. Remember what I tell you guys? Remember what I tell you guys all the time? The initial footage always messes them up. The initial footage always messes them up. So check it. You know what? Let's just get to it. This is from Redacted. Redacted is a pretty good show. I catch it every now and again, but check this out. This is really interesting. This came across to me is very, very, very interesting. Something that I didn't know at the time. Let's see, screen. If this is true, this is big, guys. If this is true, this is big. Listen to this.
I reported here on the show privately that sources were telling me that Secret Service identified the bullets being fired, which came from about 488 yards away. Yards, not feet, yards. Okay, approximately 488 yards, not feet. Yesterday, another source brought me some great information showing that the Butler Gymnastics Club is precisely that same distance away, about 488 yards away. You can take a look at Google Maps and you can see this is the Butler Gymnastics Center, okay, for much further than we've been talking about in this line of sight. Look at these windows, look at the roof line. This is all from a vantage point facing the stage where President Trump was located, okay? And we'll just sort of spin this around here so you can just get a sense of the depth here as we go towards the fairgrounds where President Trump was speaking. Now, same line of sight. So thanks for the tip, by the way. I'm sure you're watching right now. Thank you for this tip. So Butler Gymnastics, I want to take a look now at a map that we put together just so you get an understanding of the line of sight. The Trump stage, Thomas Crook's roof location, and Butler Gymnastics Club, line of sight. Straight line. And now let's just plug in the distance to confirm this, in which I did, using latitude and longitude and using the distance calculator to identify the distance on this location, from this location. And very simple to do. Once you have the actual coordinates, plug in the coordinates between Butler Gymnastics Club. And we're not saying, by the way, that anything happened there. We don't know. But that is a perfect line of sight. And here's the distance then to the stage. You're able to place this right here and then calculate the distance from the Butler Gymnastics Club across that field right to the stage at the fairgrounds where President Trump was speaking. And as you can see, the distance there right above it is about 0.2885 of a mile, which is about almost exactly 500 yards, roughly, give or take a few yards, depending on where, if there was a shooter in that location, where those yards would have, could have been for.
Crazy, right? Interesting. So, allegedly, we're going to say allegedly, because I haven't even heard this. In Redacted, I watch them from time to time. And when I do watch them, they do bring the receipts. They don't put out nothing half-assed, right? That's wild, right? Because that would, I guess, kind of confirm my suspicions and the suspicions of other people that there was a second person there, that somebody was there with that kid. That kid had help. That kid was not a lone shooter. If the FBI is out there and, take it with a grain of salt, because we know we got the FBI investigating the federal government essentially or whatever, right? If the FBI is out there, sorry guys, I haven't eaten yet. If the FBI is out there and they're saying that they got ballistics showing that a bullet was fired from 488 yards out. 488 yards out. That's a problem. That means that there's somebody else on the loose, or maybe not on the loose. Somebody else back at Langley getting debriefed. Somebody back at the farm getting debriefed. All right, but nonetheless, it shows if this kid was 150 yards, he was 150 yards out from Trump. but the ballistics is showing a 488 yards out shot. That means there was a second shooter. That means there was a second shooter. Now, if it came from that gymnasium, we don't know. We don't know. The question is, was it the gymnasium, or could it have been the water tower? Could the water tower have been another second point, a second vantage point for a sniper, right? Because we already have the people that were on the ground that said, right, and we're gonna get to that because they brought that up too. That said that there was another shooter at the water tower. And what's happening is that a lot of this stuff is getting glossed over. Not only is it getting glossed over, pictures that I saw on Saturday and Sunday, and even some pictures I saw, I'm starting to not see these pictures no more on the internet. I'm starting to not see these pictures anymore on the internet. That's wild to me. That is wild to me. That is crazy to me. Hold on one second, guys. So this was also interesting to me too, because he kind of confirmed it with my suspicions as well. His name is, I think it's Dallas Andrews. He was a sharpshooter or a sniper out of Canada. And they asked him what he thought about it. Check this out. As soon as I get to it, boom, there we go. Share. Boy, oh boy, do I miss my setup at home.
He was either aided in some capacity or had help. There's no way that he was a lone gunman operating alone. Watch.
The incompetence, once there were already shots fired or once, the guy was ready with the gun on the roof, I can buy that. Like, I don't think every person there was just like letting this kid shoot at Donald Trump. My point is for him to get on that roof with a rifle that close, I think someone helped there. And I'm not pointing my finger at a particular person or agency. I'm just saying someone on the inside of this thing helped or assisted or turned a blind eye or whatever somewhere. Because to me, that is impossible.
This is somebody who holds the world record, if I'm not mistaken, in the longest kill, in the longest shot. I think his longest confirmed kill was 2 miles. His longest confirmed kill, if I'm not mistaken, is 2 miles. Okay. And if you ask anybody, any special forces, any like operator, what's his name? Kennedy, I forgot his first name. Even he said it. Everybody's saying that this is doable, but they don't see how this kid was able to not be seen by any law enforcement agency up into the shot. This is interesting to me. This is ridiculous, guys. This has to be investigated. This has to be investigated. Sad part is I don't know if we're gonna get that. I don't know if we're gonna get that. But you had 3 different instances where people, they said that they saw or heard somebody shooting from the water tower, right? I'm using their footage because it's just interesting because it confirms my suspicions, right? So check this out. They even had some of the footage of these people saying, "Yo, it was a shooter at the water tower." Let me show this again. And again, guys, I'm on vacation, so it's kind of hard for me to, do a lot of this stuff because I got one screen and all this other stuff. I'm not in my normal environment. So I'm trying not to yell and scream because I got other people on the other side of me. But anyway, here we go. Check this out.
Hit the ground, and he kept standing. I was like, "You got to get down, boy. You got to get down. They're going to shoot you." Because If they would have had like a machine gun, they could have taken us all out. So then we laid there for a while. We saw different places where the gunshots were at. And then they got President Trump down, Secret Service did, and they took him out of there and got him off of the stage. And he was bleeding. And so then my son and daughter-in-law was back behind us, back behind the fence. We was worried about them. We couldn't call them. And so we started trying to get after them then when they finally let us up. And they had been right by the fence where the other shooter was. There was one I heard in the water tower. There was one by the fence.
And still, obviously, initial reports. But what we do...
One by the water tower.
Exactly. So that's just one eyewitness. Here's another eyewitness witnessing the water tower. Watch.
Shooter shot to the left. He killed the gentleman in the water tower here. Now, when I called my husband at home, who's watching TV, he said, I thought Trump hurt his ear when he went to the ground. But he said, no, on TV they showed before Trump hit the ground, the ear was bleeding. So that sharpshooter went across. Trump turned his head. His ear must have been nipped, and it killed somebody in the stands over to the left.
Could you see anyone injured besides the blood on the former president?
All I saw was the gentleman from Beaver County who spoke earlier in the day. He was running for the State House Representative, Elmore. I know his name. He had a white shirt on, and I saw him come from that left stands where the people were mostly shot. I think there were several. They said 3 medevacs left here. Blood was down the right side of his... He wasn't shot, but you could see that he was next to somebody who must have been bleeding profusely, because he either helped them and ran, rubbed against them, or tried to get them help or something. It was covered. So I knew that he was near somebody. That was my first indication that somebody was actually shot, when I saw his blood on his shirt.
Aaron, when did you realize that, hey, this might not be fireworks, this might be something else?
When they got Trump down.
Listen till they try to get past this.
So concerned that he wasn't hit, because we couldn't. It happened so fast. It's really hard to process it. I guess if you have it on your camera to see the exact minute, you can tell. But when he got up, he did not look bad at all. What I've heard coming out here is now they feel that there was 2 shooters on both sides. So they got the one on the tower on this side, but the one on the right side they never got. So that's why they wanted us to leave immediately, because they thought there's still a shooter out there somewhere. So there could be in these woods around Butler. And I feel sad for our country. I feel sad for everybody, you don't like the guy, don't vote for him. Don't kill him. We love the guy. We're going to vote for him. What is up with his violence? It's just terrible.
Other people seem to believe that there was a shooter in the water tower. Other people seem to think there was a shooter in the water tower. And whether it was or not, it still needs to be investigated. It still needs to be talked about. Right now, it's very soon, I guess, in the investigation, I guess we could say, if there is an investigation happening. You know what I mean? It's very soon in it. But nothing should be ruled out. Nothing should be ruled out. No conspiracy theory. Nothing should be ruled out. All right? I'm just saying. All I'm saying is that lone wolf scenario, nah, I'm not buying it one bit. That lone wolf scenario, I'm not buying that shit, not one bit. Not one bit. So take a look at this. I need a second screen. This is crazy. Here we go. So look at this. You see this schematic again? Shout out to Redacted. Secret Service is now saying. Secret Service is now saying. Let me make this bigger. Actually, let's go to this one. Boom. And let's get rid of this. Secret Service is now saying that they were in charge of all of this shit. But this stuff right here, no, nothing. They wasn't in charge of this. But we were in charge of all of this. But all of this shit right here that was directly in front of us, the imminent area where imminent threat can come from, no, that wasn't our responsibility. This is coming out of the head of the Secret Service. This is what she's saying, coming out from the Secret Service. They asked her, why wasn't a sniper set up on that roof? She said because that roof had a pitch on it and it had a slant and they couldn't set up on it. It was too dangerous. It was too dangerous. Mind you, the roof they were set up on behind Trump has a pitch, has a slant. Somebody needs to investigate her immediately. What's her name from Pepsi? The former Pepsi security agent, whatever she was. Somebody needs to investigate her immediately because I have a feeling she was in on it. I have a feeling that she was in on it. So comes to find out, right? They knew about the shooter for 26 minutes. They knew about the shooter for 26 minutes, guys. 26 minutes. So that means that not only did they know about that shooter when that shooter was up on when Trump was up on stage speaking, they knew about the shooter before Trump went on stage. They knew about the shooter before Trump went on stage. So why wouldn't you investigate the claim that there was a shooter up on the roof adjacent to Trump's podium before you let the president of the United States go up on stage and give his speech? Can anybody explain that to me? Can anybody say that? Can anybody explain that shit to me? And you're the Secret Service. You have one of the most important people in the world you're protecting. And you telling me, it's funny how they call it the Pac-Man. They call it the Pac-Man theory. Or perimeter, the Pac-Man perimeter. So you tell me that all of this, right? All of this stuff, Secret Service was responsible for. Except right here. Except right here. We're gonna come in 100 and something, come in 100 yards, and then we're gonna resume it after the fucking. Look at the water. Look where the water tower is. Look where the water tower is. That water tower, that's just higher than everything. That water tower, I would love to see it in real time. It's got a line of sight to the It has a line of sight too to the podium. Now, is it the correct angle? I don't know. But you have eyewitnesses who said that they heard shots coming from the water tower. We also know now, we'll say allegedly, because it hasn't come out in the mainstream media, and I doubt if it's ever going to come out in the mainstream media, that the ballistics experts from the FBI are saying that there was a 480-yard shot taken. They got ballistics for a 480-yard shot, not 480 feet like the guy said. 480-yard shot. This is a setup. This is an inside job all day long. Yeah. Okay. This is an inside job all day long. This is a setup all day long, guys. Don't let them tell you different. Don't let them tell you different. What's up, DMW? DMW said, very sketchy situation all the way around. 100. Very sketchy situation all the way around. Emmanuel said it reminds him of Uvalde. Bro, the officer climbed up on the roof, saw the gun, got scared, fell off the roof. You can't make this up, y'all. You can't make this up. That's her name, Kimberly Cheadle. Kimberly Cheadle needs to be brought up on. She needs to be fired and investigated. She needs to be fired and she needs to be relieved of her duties and investigated. Yeah, we weren't responsible for that. So the shit right in front of Trump, the shit where somebody could get off an easy pop shot at Trump, y'all not responsible for none of that. Get out of here, guys. Get out of here. Oh, don't get me started on that. We about to get to that right now. So they get this kid, they pop him, right? They get this kid and they pop him. Now, like I said earlier today, I've been on jobs where I had to take fingerprints and shit like that, so I got DNA everywhere. All right? Some people got 23andMe's or whatever. This is the crazy part. This is the wild part. This is the wild part. The kid had no phone, or he had no information on his phone. He had no license on him, no form of ID. They said they had to identify this kid by DNA. They had to identify this kid by DNA. That shit came back in the day. less than a day, in a couple hours. So then, where did they get that DNA from, right? Where did you get the DNA from to identify them? Well, apparently, what they're saying is that there's a database system overseas from some kind of vaccine sham that had this kid's DNA, and they were able to identify him based off of that vaccine slash DNA. What's the name? Whatever. Bullshit. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let them explain it to you a little more better than I can. I'm gonna let them explain it to you better than I can. This is crazy. I'm sitting there watching this. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like I said, Redacted, they do good work. They do very well, very, very good work. We're gonna start it from right here. We're gonna start it from right here. Hold on.
Transparency. It should never have happened. They're definitely very upset. And she says that the building that Crooks was on top of wasn't part of the Secret Service responsibility. So again, that Pac-Man design we talked about, because apparently the local cops were using that building as their tactical operations.
And we
center.
already discussed that earlier today.
Local state police. It's the local police that were using that building. So therefore, that one section, that and all the way over to the water tower was not part of our tactical. That was not part of our purview at the Secret Service. So you're saying that was the operations center and he was on top of it.
This will be provable because the House Oversight Committee now is saying we want all pre-event surveys. We want all text messages. We want all aerial footage, all communication about how you are intending to secure this location, which you did not.
Right.
So this could very easily be a lie. Or we could, in fact, see government documents with that Pac-Man symbol. Like, yeah, we weren't looking there. We didn't think we had to.
That area was not in our purview. We were not in charge of it. Simply.
And all those tactical people were just staying inside. None of them came out. They did what were they doing in there? Just watching televisions, or you didn't see them walking in and out of there. They weren't around. Like you'd think if it was a tactical center, they'd have it surrounded and protected. You'd think you'd see antennas and stuff for communication.
Yeah, and we don't even actually know if that's true at this point. I mean, that's what they're telling us. Again, I want to go with the premise, the sort of George Carlin approach. I don't believe anything the government tells me. If we start with the premise that everything the government tells me is a lie, that's probably a good place to start, because I want them. They have to. At this point, our government has to prove to us that they're telling us the truth. And we're getting this information from the government, so we need them to prove to us that they're telling the truth. So Crooks went to the only building that wasn't guarded by Secret Service. Out of all of the buildings, all of the locations, he goes to the one location that apparently, how did he know this? That was the only one not guarded by Secret Service. A building he knew ahead of time was open and ready for use with a ladder. And we spoke to Dallas Alexander yesterday, former elite sniper.
Yeah, I saw that real quick.
With the special forces in Canada who would protect prime ministers and presidents.
Let me find the one with situation. Hold on. Where's this shit at? Not that. Maybe it's back here. Where's it at? Hold on, guys. Bear with me. I should have put the let's see, this is it.
So a viewer sent this in. This is
absolutely. The Secret Service is responsible for securing the entire.
We know that.
So what we learned today from both the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal is that they have zero information. They've now tapped into his phone. They had zero information.
Then I'm going to be running the other direction.
Yeah.
But I'll also pull out my phone.
Yeah, well, for sure. So now we're learning a lot more about this Trump shooter, and it's very mysterious. So there's more pieces.
So check this out. I think this is it right here.
And wait till you see what I'm going to show you in just a few moments here. But Thomas Matthew Crooks, the Wall Street Journal, now doing a deeper dive on this mystery around the Trump shooter. So what we learned today from both the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal is that they have zero information. They've now tapped into his phone. They had zero information that he was going to kill the president. There's nothing on the guy's phone about this. Nothing, according to them. Nothing on his phone, nothing on his social media. No one saw or knew anything out of the ordinary with this guy, both at home, his work, his friends, community. Nobody saw anything. Zilch. There's no manifesto. There's nothing. But yet he had bombs. And on the morning of the attack, he stopped at a gun store, bought ammunition, according to reports. This guy, Thomas Matthew Crooks, by the way, he also had no ID on his body. According to the New York Times, Crooks had no criminal record.
Here we go, right here.
But according to the FBI, he also had no ID on his body when they identified him. When they identified him using DNA and biometric
Listen
data.
to how they got it.
So let me just get that right. Hang out there for a second. He had no criminal record. He had no identification on his body, but somehow they were able to use DNA to quickly identify him in some sort of a DNA database.
Spanish.
They have a DNA database?
Listen to
What?
this shit.
So when did that happen? As Sparta Justice pointed out, former CIA agent John Ramirez explaining what they had, how they have a DNA database that they were able to build thanks to vaccination programs, using vaccines as a way of collecting DNA.
And I know that, recently a former director of Central Intelligence revealed that CIA did have a program to collect DNA overseas by using a vaccination program as a cover. There was a real vaccination program, but through this vaccination program, they were able to retrieve DNA from this region of the world.
Yeah.
So that was what was discussed.
So as people in the chat point out, wait a minute, you can get that information within an hour? They're able.
Did y'all hear what he said? I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to bring it back just a little bit.
Identify him in some sort of a DNA database. They have a DNA database? What? So when did that happen? As Sparta Justice pointed out, former CIA agent John Ramirez explaining what they had, how they have a DNA database that they were able to build thanks to vaccination programs, using vaccines as a way of collecting DNA.
And I know that, recently a former director of Central Intelligence revealed that CIA did have a program to collect DNA overseas by using a vaccination program as a cover. There was a real vaccination program, but through this vaccination program, they were able to retrieve DNA from this region of the world.
Yeah.
So that was what was discussed.
So as people in the chat point out, wait a minute, you can get that information within an hour? They're able to get that information and identify this individual within an hour using DNA?
Wow, sounds almost like the passport story.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, oh, you mean the passports from 9/11 that are mysteriously...
I'm about to start calling him Muhammad Atta Crooks. Thomas Muhammad Atta Crooks. Told y'all this is magic bullet bullshit. Kid ain't he ain't had no criminal record. He wasn't in the system. He wasn't none of that. He didn't have no mental health. People talk about mental health and SSRIs and stuff. He had no mental health problems. He had no mental health problems. Sorry guys, I'm just eating. I'm starving. He had no mental health problems, yo. So he wasn't on no medicine. The kid was fucking squeaky clean. But it just so happened to be some database overseas, not in America, overseas, that they were able to use to identify this kid. Somebody make this shit make sense.
Yeah. Fall in the, they're not
just
burned.
They were just right there. It's like, oh. And remember, like, how long does it take to run a DNA test? It's not like they have to look it under a microscope, don't they? It's not like they can't just, like, pull out the blood and be like, oh, here, this is what it looks like.
Portable field DNA operatives, I mean,
maybe it was in the building downstairs in the field office.
I mean, a lot of questions about how they were able to identify this individual so quickly. No ID on the guy, and they're able to get DNA testing and complete this and confirm with biometrics. And then yesterday, by the way, the FBI tweeted out a photo celebrating 100 years of biometrics. Like the FBI on the same day, like tweeting out about how their history of biometrics.
100 years of biometrics. I meant to do something earlier today. The FBI is celebrating 100 years of biometrics. I didn't know they had that type of technology back then. Biometrics. See, at first I thought the FBI wasn't founded until like Prohibition, right? I thought the FBI was founded for Prohibition, right? When was Prohibition? When was Prohibition, y'all? Let me look that up because I used to be good at history, and I'm not. January of 1920 was when Prohibition was around. I thought the FBI was established because of Prohibition. I didn't know they was around in 1908 allegedly. Interesting, right? Regardless, 100 years of biometric data. I call bullshit on that.
And collecting information about criminals. This is like a big celebration. They tweeted out like, what? Okay, thanks, FBI. Anyway, yesterday, I reported here on the show privately that sources were telling me that Secret Service identified the bullets being fired, which came from about 488 yards
488
away.
yards.
Not feet, yards. Okay, approximately 488 yards, not feet. Yesterday, another source brought me some great information showing that the Butler Gymnastics Club is precisely that same distance away, about 488 yards away. You can take a look at Google Maps and you can see this is the Butler Gymnastics Center. Okay,
I want this to sink in.
Much further than we've been talking about in this line of sight. Look at these windows. Look at the roof line. This is all from a vantage point facing the stage where President Trump was located. Okay, and we'll just sort of spin this around here so you can just get a sense of the depth here as we go towards the fairgrounds where President Trump was speaking. Now, same line of sight. So thanks for the tip, by the way. I'm sure you're watching right now. Thank you for this tip. So Butler Gymnastics, I want to take a look now at a map that we put together just so you get an understanding of the line of sight. The Trump stage, Thomas Crook's roof location, and Butler Gymnastics Club, line of sight. Straight line. And now let's just plug in the distance to confirm this, in which I did, using latitude and longitude and using the distance calculator to identify the distance on this location, from this location. And very simple to do. Once you have the actual coordinates, plug in the coordinates between Butler Gymnastics Club. And we're not saying, by the way, that anything happened there. We don't know. But that is a perfect line of sight. And here's the distance then to the stage. You're able to place this right here and then calculate the distance from the Butler Gymnastics Club across that field right to the stage at the fairgrounds where President Trump was speaking. And as you can see, the distance there right above it is about 0.2885 of a mile, which is about almost exactly 500 yards, roughly, give or take a few yards, depending on where, if there was a shooter in that location, where those yards would have, could have been 490, 495, something like that. So more information. We contacted the Butler Gymnastics Club today, waiting for a response from them because right now they're closed for the summer on Saturdays. So that location is closed for the summer on Saturdays, meaning it was a vacant building, no one there to attract attention to on Saturday when President Trump was there giving a speech this past Saturday. So we're still waiting for a response from them. If anyone was in that building, we'd love to know about it. So just to paint a picture here, the Crook's rooftop was only 150 yards away where Thomas Crook's body was found. Crooks was killed many feet away from the edge of the building, by the way. He was not on the edge of the building, which means he was laying prone up the slope, which makes no sense. He was at the bottom part of that slope facing upward. And as the New York Times shows here in this photo, you can clearly see where his body in the upper left-hand part of your screen was located. Further down when he was shot, further down the slope, facing towards the stage, which makes no sense. So if he was laying prone, which he was, he would have been facing up a slope about another 10 to 15 feet before you even reach the peak of that building. Here's another photo vantage point where they're standing over his body, facing upwards on the slope. Go ahead, David.
I was just going to point out, if you go back to that other photo, Philip, the previous one, that it confused me too. It's the top left circle.
Yeah.
because I was looking
Yeah,
there with
yeah.
all the other circles and I couldn't figure out. So it's the top left circle over there.
Yeah, upper left-hand corner of your screen is where his body was found. The other circles that you're seeing by the American flag are snipers. Those are Secret Service snipers there. So yeah, the upper left-hand part of your screen is where Thomas's body was found. Now he would have been firing up a slope, which makes no sense, right? He wasn't at the peak of the building.
Well, at this point, I think he was I think he was confused. I think he was. So he was at the peak. He was at the peak, right? He was at the peak, and then I think he got shot, and his ass rolled down the goddamn. He rolled down the roof.
We're on to something here, right? Go ahead, Phil.
Well, an investigation takes time. Anytime.
Back to the left of this particular building. So a lot of things we don't have answers to yet. We're
But this is interesting. You got people saying, "Hey, it was a shooter at the water tower. Shoot at the water tower. Shoot at the water tower." Nobody's paying that any mind. Look, you see the water towers in the line of sight, just like that. The building that they found the shooter on, found the kid Crooks on, and then also in that same line of sight, that same vantage point, is a gymnastics studio or gymnastics gymnasium. At the approximate distance that the FBI said that they found the ballistics for, they found the ballistics for some bullets coming from 488 yards away. Ladies and gentlemen, this kid is in my mind. I got my mind made up like that. This kid never acted alone. So now not only do I have it in my mind that it was an inside job, somebody from one of these agencies, whether it's Secret Service or whatever agency you want to, whatever three-letter agency helped this kid by, either A, making sure that nobody was around to obstruct him while he got up there, or B, they had everything set in place from the ladder to the gun when he got up on top of the building. It's very suspicious that the building that he shot from allegedly is the same building that the police and the counter sniper team was staged in. And these are all red flags. The narrative was there was a lone shooter and he shot from 150 yards out. Now you got the FBI, allegedly, ballistics team saying, yeah, we got some ballistics showing that shots were made at 488 yards. Guys, it gets weirder. It's been getting weirder and weirder by the day, and it's only Tuesday. It's only Tuesday. But you know what they're going to do? They're going to fucking Warren Commission this shit. They're going to Warren Commission this shit. They're going to 9/11 Commission this shit. That's what they're going to do. They're going to give it the old Vegas treatment. That's what's going to happen. Make no mistake, people. They went for Trump's neck and they missed. And it's not going to be the last time they go for his neck. Apparently, there was a off-duty Ohio cop in Milwaukee. I don't know if he was at the RNC convention or what, but he shot somebody, just outside the perimeter of the RNC convention. Then it was also reported that there was a person by the RNC convention with an AK-47. Guys, it's getting wild, bro. I know Trump. I don't care what nobody say. Trump's showing that he tough, but he gotta be inside. He gotta be like, what is going on? He gotta be. He gotta have some. He gotta be. Armed man in ski mask arrested. Oh, here we go, right here. Fox News. 7:35 p.m. Let me go ahead and share this off to y'all. We can read it together. That's right, Justin. Protect your neck, people. Protect your neck. All right, here we go. Let's read this together. Get out of here. Armed man in ski mask arrested while approaching Republican National Convention perimeter in Milwaukee. Man had AK-47 pistol, ski mask, tactical bag, and full magazine. Man armed with AK-47 pistol wearing a ski mask was arrested on Monday just blocks from Fiserv Forum, I guess that's how you say it, where Republican National Convention is being held in Milwaukee. A federal law enforcement source confirmed to Fox News Homeland Security investigators and Capitol Police were conducting surveillance near the RNC perimeter when they noticed a suspicious man approaching. He was wearing a ski mask and carrying a tactical bag, Fox News source confirmed. Inside the bag, police found a gun and a full magazine. His intentions are unclear. That's wild. Milwaukee confirmed the incident to Fox News, saying a 21-year-old man was arrested around 1 p.m. on Monday on the 1200 block of North 11th Street. Police said the man does not have a concealed weapons license in Wisconsin or any other state. Is he from the state of Wisconsin? That's my question. Charges are pending review by Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office, police said. Fox News reached out to the Secret Service about the incident and was referred to Milwaukee police. Fox News also reached out to Homeland Security Investigations and the Department of Homeland Security, but has not heard back. This is interesting. Is he from around there? Like, I want to know. We're going to hear more and more of this, guys. We're going to start to hear more and more of this. This is where we're at right now, guys. We are a Mississippi half step from, like, complete, like, just civil unrest. I wouldn't be, and I hope it doesn't happen, guys, because if they do that, then it's really going to be a problem. I hope they don't try to go after Joe Nicholslick. Could you imagine that if they went after Joe Nicholslick? If they went after Joe Nicholslick, they ain't even got to succeed. If they went after Joe Nicholslick in retaliation, bruh, you know what I mean? It's going to be a problem, y'all. It's going to be a whole problem. It's going to be a whole problem, y'all. If somebody try and they keep trying and they get Donnie T, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a whole problem. I'm still trying to figure out how the Secret Service, I'm still trying to figure out how the head of Secret Service still has a job. I'm still trying to figure out how she still has a job. Somebody can make this make sense to me. Because it don't. I agree. But when you ski masked up and you walk into the RNC, you got some ill intentions. Ski masked up, though? Nah, Joe definitely ain't showing up at the DNC 2 days later. Nah. Bruh. Huh, man. Huh, man. Huh, man. This is wild, Joe. This is wild, guys. This kid had help. This kid had help. The more we keep hearing it, the more it's like there's no way this kid pulled this off by himself. This kid had help every step of the way. Yeah, he had the Pooh Shiesty with the Draco. Ain't no problem. Ain't no problem. My daughter, she upstairs with her friends. They having their little movie night. Somehow I got stuck with taking them to Target and some more shit in the beach. You know what I mean? I got my toes out and shit. I got on my flops with the thong in them. Pause. But yeah, yo, guys, it's gonna get more. It's gonna get weirder. We knew that 2024. We knew it. We say it all the time. This election season get low. We knew 2024 was gonna be a shit show. But holy shit, bro, this is this. Bro, the kid had help, and I've been saying it from Jump Street. I've been saying it from Jump Street. I said there ain't no way he could have did that without somebody. I said it when the day it happened. I said there ain't no way he pulled that shit off without somebody helping him. It had to be an inside job, and the more and more shit come out, the more and more it seems to be an inside job. So if I said it once, I'm gonna say it again, and I'm gonna say it again. Donnie T, protect your neck. Get people around you can trust. I wouldn't be eating no dinner at nobody's restaurant. None of that shit. If you're gonna get something to eat, be sporadic. Go to McDonald's or some shit. I wouldn't be shaking no hands. None of that shit. Somebody fucking around had ricin on their hands or some shit like that, or something on their hands that's gonna make you fucking pass out 5 minutes after they walk away or some shit. Protect your neck, y'all. Because it's going to get weirder. This ain't going to be the first time somebody, we get copycats, and you know that the government like to pretend that we get copycats when it's really they people. What happened on Saturday ain't going to be a one-off. I don't think what happened Saturday is going to be one-off. We're going to have a bunch of people trying to get up in there. I'm just going to let you know. What up, Rudy? What's up, big brother? All right, I got you. I'm going to hit you up in a few minutes. But yeah, anyway, guys, that's all I got for you. I wanted to bring that to y'all. I thought it was really interesting. That is, like I said, the more and more shit come out, the more and more it shows that this kid did not act alone. But the government's going to want you to stick to that official narrative, and they're going to sweep this shit under the rug. Just like we knew in Vegas, he ain't act alone. You saw they just swept that shit under the rug. They're going to do the same thing here. Just letting you know. Anyway, guys, I don't know if I'm gonna stream tomorrow. I'm gonna just let y'all know that I might just chill tomorrow, and then I'll stream Thursday. We'll see how I feel. My daughter got a couple of dances she got to do at the spot. We gotta be up early and all that other stuff. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you coming through. If you're new, hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification icon. It'll let you know when I got new content coming out. Share the stream, guys. Let people know they live. We live. Let people know we live. You catching a replay? Leave a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. I can use that constructive criticism, guys. Anyway, guys, until next time, it's Cannon Hotep saying be safe, stay strapped, don't miss. Don't worry about tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow got enough problems of his own. Worry about today. I'll holler at you.